Creative Katie, Karen Burchill here, and welcome to my channel, Mixed Media Creations. Follow me on all my social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WordPress, and Pinterest. Do a search for Creative Katie and you're sure to find me. If you wish to support my channel, you can shop through my Amazon influencer links or make a direct donation through my PayPal link. Both are in the description box below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click on the bell, and select the option to be notified as soon as I upload new videos. 2019, I'm brand ambassador for the Crafters Workshop. Today we have a mixed media tutorial. And while this isn't the real title, it is a bit of a tale of two backgrounds. It's kind of a 2-for tutorial. So I'm starting with an 11 by 14 background, and I decide to put a layer of tissue paper across the whole canvas. Now what I'm hoping to get here is a lot of lovely, lovely, lovely texture. I didn't bother stamping on this tissue paper because my plan is to put a lot of pattern in it, and I don't think you would have seen that. But I do want that texture in there. And I'm really glad that I've done this step, and it's something that I need to do more of. It's a really quick, easy, inexpensive way. I'm using tissue paper from gift bags. And any color will do because you're adding whatever color on top of it. To get more texture, I'm adding 2 layers. Ideally, you should let it dry in between to make sure that the layers are completely adhered to the canvas. I've wrapped it around the edges, and now I'm putting on some stamping. And I'm testing out, I figure I should use this texture stamp, but you don't see any of that at all. But sometimes it just gets the creative juices flowing. As always, I'm doing the sides as well. Using some of my homemade stamps with just black archival ink. And I must say, I'm really enjoying using the homemade stamps. They really pack a lot of bang for the buck. They have become my favorites. Sometimes you end up seeing a lot of them, sometimes you don't. And that's okay. As I said, it gets that creative juice flowing. And then I get the idea that I'm going to use this gold gesso from the Crafters Workshop. And I'm putting on this layer of this Crafters Workshop. Now, it's gold gesso, and what I've discovered by just kind of playing around, the luminescence and the metallic kind of shines through whatever paints you put on, especially if they're more translucent paints. In a way that you just can't get that effect any other way. So if you've often wondered about it, if you like gold, I definitely put this on your list. And links to this and any of the products that I can find links to will be in the Amazon links down below. But just a word about the Amazon links. If you shop through my link, and even if you buy something that I don't even link to, I will get a small commission to it. So it's a way you can support my channel and get what you want. If only we could create as fast as I've got this video going. So now I'm going to put these 3 colors, and we've got a red, the orange, and the yellow. And these are all Crafters Workshop heavy body paints. And I can't remember the names right now. But you can see that the gold still shines through there, and I'm really liking that effect. Now my goal was to use these colors with the next color that you're going to see. I've been seeing a lot of paintings with that color combo, and I was really drawn to it, and so thought, you know what, let's just give it a try. And you can see how the stamping you can still see it through the paint because the paint is translucent. You can still see through it. So I have a Crafter's Workshop stencil, and I believe this one's called Linked Tiles, but I could be wrong. It's one of the new 2019 stencils, and these aren't available yet on Amazon, or if they are, they're being charged some exorbitant price, so I refuse to link to that. And I'm putting the same colors on that I had previous. And this is Diamond Dash, and it is one of their cookie or cake decorating stencils, but they work perfectly good for mixed media. And yes, the other one was Linked Tiles, and it's TCW 855, and I absolutely love that stencil, and I think I'm going to be using it more. Wanting some contrast in here, so adding black paint through this very fine stencil, this cookie diamond. Building this up, and I'm really loving this background. Doing the sides, and I've included this in there to show you that you need to do that, and it's a bit awkward to get it on camera. This looks very Southwestern or Aztec. This is Floral Spectacle, TCW 838, and it's another one of the new for winter 2019. And I just love that center part of that, the motif that's in there. Don't be afraid to turn the canvas, get different perspectives. Here's the new color combo. I'm using Bright Aqua, and I'm going back to this Linked Tiles stencil. These are all the small, and just adding this aqua on top. And I love, love, love this color combo. Now, when I added this and how this background evolved, my idea for the focal point kind of wasn't going to work. So this canvas, and you're going to see some close-ups of the background right away, I absolutely love, but it sat for several days, and I've been struggling with that lately. I come up with a great background, and I love it the way it is, and you're all going to scream at me when you see what happens next. So several days go by because I've learned just set it off, go work on something else. And I decide, I'm going to attempt my original plan. And I grab this sunflower mandala stencil, another new one with the Crafter's Workshop. And I'm using the Prussian blue through the stencil because I'm thinking that will work. And kind of like it, but I don't like it. So I grab a baby wipe before too long and get rid of it. So I go back to the bright aqua and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I really like how that pops on this background, so I'm going to use that with this stencil. And I'm giving that a try. And I'm just applying this with a makeup sponge. Now remember I entitled this A Tale of Two Backgrounds. So I'm doing that, and again, I like the aqua on this background, but again, something isn't quite right. So I decide, I'm going to put some texture paste through that stencil, and here I'm cleaning up part of it. Now, with the texture paste, I'm not happy right now, but I'm kind of stuck because to clean it all off would totally destroy the background because of the texture paste. It doesn't come off as easy as the paint did with a baby wipe. So I'm left with moving forward. So I'm cleaning that up. And right about now, I'm going to admit, I'm not pleased. I was so in love with that background, and now you're not going to see a whole lot of that background because I decide to do more modeling paste on the lower right hand corner. It occurs to me now that I could have just left the top one and done something else. But I want to show that sometimes we struggle with bringing it all together. Sometimes canvases or art journal pages seem to just flow easily, and sometimes they fight you every step of the way. And you just work through them. I mean, worst case scenario, I have a canvas that I'm not going to use, or, it's only paint, it's only a canvas. And you have to trust that it will work out. So now that this is done, it sits. I decide that I'm going to apply gold gesso and over the entire thing. I like the idea of the luminescence of this gold gesso shining through, and I'm thinking, okay, basically I'm just going to take this back to square one. But don't worry, that background that I created before, I've got it on video and I can recreate that. And maybe by then I'll have an idea of where I want to go with the focal point for it. So it's not lost. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. I learned. Boy, did I learn. So I play with taking off the gold gesso a little bit, rubbing it back. But, I decide, I'm going to go back to those colors and I'm going to apply it on top. And hopefully we get a little more of the gold luminescence shining through. So I'm putting the red and working that into the texture paste. I try the yellow, but it seems pointless with the gold underneath. It's not really adding anything. So I wipe that back a little bit, get rid of the yellow, and I pull out my deep violet. I know that orange and the deep violet and that red are going to really sing together when I blend them. So now I just want to get this color over all of it into the nooks and crannies of the texture paste. I've said goodbye to using the aqua for now. Right now I'm preparing canvases. I'm going to hang my art, in a coffee shop. And I find that as soon as I have the plan to purposefully create to sell, I second guess myself and I get too much in my head. And it really negatively impacts my creativity. So I just keep adding colors, blending them pretty much right on the canvas. I'm just loving the luminescence from that gold gesso. It is to die for. It is so amazing. I've never seen anything like that. I don't know if you would get the same effect with just regular gold paint underneath, but you know, I have this gold gesso that Crafters Workshop sent me with the stencils, and you know, I want to use it in a way that it is intended to use. And oh my God, this is one of those ways. That deep violet and the orange make this very wonderful, luscious, rosy color. This does not do anything for your pedicures or manicures. Really hard on the nail polish. Thinking I want to pull back some of the paint to let the stencil show through. So I figure, okay, you know what? I'm liking this. I'm loving this now. Again, I've got another background that I love, but another couple days go by because I don't know what to do to finish this. I think about just leaving it as is, but I want to bring out this lovely mandala. And I figure, okay, you know what? Maybe the mandala can be the focal point in of itself. So I'm using the Ranger blending tool and just very lightly brushing this black on top, just where the mandala has been stenciled. And that my idea is that it's just going to make it pop and turn it into more of a focal point. Before, you know, with that little bit of background showing through, it kind of got lost. You didn't see it completely. So I'm really liking this look. May not be for everybody, but at this point I was quite happy with my decision. So in this video, you basically have two different backgrounds that you can create. Starting with pretty much the same starting point of tissue paper. So you can see the difference between where I put the black and the other one. The gold still shines through in real life. You can see that shimmer, that luminescence. It's more than shimmer. It just sings, and when it catches in the sunlight while hanging on the wall, it's amazing. I think I maybe should wipe some of it back, or I think I attempt to add a little gold on top of that. Did not, it actually negatively impacted the end result or the shimmer from underneath, so I end up getting rid of it. I nixed it very quickly because it just did not work. So here's a close-up of the finished hanging. And then this is before I put the black on it. So you have choices. Stay tuned because I'm going to, at the end, I'm going to list some videos to give you more inspiration. Thanks for watching.